Well, hi there, Cindy Dole here, and this is Home Wizards, your radio home for all things home, garden, and life improvement. This is the place you know that we talk about the things that you love. The most important place that you have in your life. It's the spaces you call home, whether it's inside or outside. We're all about how to enjoy them more because I think as a result, you just enjoy your life more. Sometimes it's doing something on your own, a do-it-yourself project. Maybe it's hiring it done, whatever it is. Have you noticed how just something different, a change in your home or your garden, maybe as simple as bringing in some fresh-cut flowers or cleaning out the closet, or maybe now, you've organized things. It just changes your perspective and changes your world because now you can stop and take a breath and relax. And so that's what this is all about. Or suddenly, you have more time because now those jeans that really you don't love so much, you've decided to donate them, and the ones that you do are just exactly where you need them to be. So, boy, that's therapy for me, and I hope it is for you, too. So coming up over the next 2 hours, we have a lot of fun things to talk about. You always hear me talking about gardening a lot here on the show, but what if you don't have a garden? You don't really have a yard. Maybe all you have is an apartment or a condo, or maybe you have both, but you just want to figure out a way to bring some of that lush outdoor surroundings from the outside to the inside. Well, I have some great, quick, and easy things that you can do for you guys, as well as you girlfriends listening. And then later on, we have Kathy Ireland. Yes, you know her best as supermodel for Sports Illustrated, but bigger than that. I mean, more recently, of course, you probably saw her in Dancing with the Stars. But Kathy Ireland has really become quite the entrepreneur, quite the everything mom with kids. She's involved in all kinds of great charitable causes. And so we're going to hear about this business that she's created that's really all about home and good living, and why she continues to give back while balancing everything in this very, very full life that she has. And then calling all you dog lovers, you know that I love my sheepdogs, and I know you love your dogs, but no dog is perfect, right? Well, we've got some great folks to talk to later on. The folks with National Geographic, they're very heavily involved with all kinds of ways to help us adopt dogs. And maybe, the dog, he or she isn't perfect. Maybe your life at home with the dog is a challenge. There could be some tricky behaviors like, barking and aggression and things like that. Well, joining me is one of the trainers at the Best Friends Animal Society. They're featured in the National Geographic's Dog Tips from Dogtown. Maybe you've seen the show Dogtown, where there's this new book related to it. And she's going to help us with really some great ways to build a positive relationship with your dog. And that includes you, Bailey and Abby, who are listening right now. So keep the number handy. It's 888-KFWB-980, 888-539-2980. And then later, if you need some design help, and who doesn't? Maybe right now you just feel, there's a certain room that you wish you could just kind of click your fingers and things would change. You can't afford a designer. Well, wait to hear about this new service. It's an online room makeover service that promises to save you time, money, and frustration. And maybe even it could be a good gift to give that special someone. So we'll find out about that later on. So to look forward to. Now, before we get started, a couple things I had to share. First, a couple weeks ago, I got to spend the day on the set. The LA set of This Old House. They were taping in Silver Lake. Oh, my gosh. What a great house. This is the first time that the guys have done the show, focusing on a historic renovation in the LA area. And we all love Norm Abram, right? And yes, of course, he came to the set, or, the house, wearing his plaid shirt. But the team, all the guys, they're all so down to earth and friendly. And these guys have been on the show for 30 years. I mean, it's so unheard of to have a job for 30 years, the same job, the same employer, not to mention a TV show for that long, but yet they're so humble. And so I've got all kinds of great pictures that I'm going to be sharing on the website, and we'll be seeing the show. It comes to life, I think, mid to late January, but you don't have to wait that long. I'm going to be showing you some of my behind-the-scenes videos on the website coming up in the next, few weeks, a month or so. But they're doing some really incredible things. This home really needs to be retrofitted for earthquake safety. It's a 1930s Spanish home, and they've discovered that there's another fault line that goes right through Silver Lake. And so this home really, really needed that. Not to mention, it didn't really have much of a kitchen. It was kind of cut in two, where they have their appliances in one room and then kind of sit in the other room and do more of the preparation. So anyway, it's getting a great overhaul, and we'll be able to see it coming up in the weeks ahead. And by the way, when you go to the website, cindydole.com, I hope that you'll also check out the new video that we have up there. It's a look at the broadcast from just a few weeks back at the Taste of South Lake with my guest Eric Stromer. And it's a lot of fun to see our radio in action and how Seth does his magic here in the studio and how we all work with you in the audience and answer questions. And so check that out. It's right there on the homepage at cindydole.com. And that's also where you can go back and listen to past shows in the on-air section. Now, one more thing I had to share. Just this past week, we had an appraiser come out to the home. We're changing our refi of our mortgage. And have you had an appraiser come to your house lately? Well, you know, when you think about an appraiser coming, you feel like it's so official and you better do something to make your house look perfect. My husband told me, I think, like maybe a day in advance. Well, anyway, so it really was nothing we could do. I made sure the house is clean. But here's what happens. This guy shows up. He's kind of like non-emotional. He's friendly, but pretty, stoic. And he's there for about 20 minutes taking pictures, first the outside of the house and then the inside of the house. And it's clearly just about the bones. And I'm like, are you taking a picture of the pond? Make sure you get the pond, But anyway, I found out he wanted to make sure that when I'm in my home office that I left that area. I couldn't be in the picture. And my dogs couldn't be in the picture. In fact, the appraiser said that he couldn't be in the picture. When he was taking a shot of the bathroom, he had to make sure that the reflection in the mirror didn't show him. And I'm thinking, why is that? Well, I had to do some checking around, and a realtor friend tells me this is the thing. There are a lot of really strict rules about appraisals, and it all has to do with the tiniest appearance of discrimination in the fair housing laws. Go figure. So I'm thinking it shows you have a friendly house with people living there, but they don't want that. And they definitely wouldn't even want the photos of the dogs, as cute as mine are, because someone might not like dogs, might even hate the dog, or might love a special breed that mine isn't, or they prefer cats. And that could all somehow, I guess, influence the loan decision. Wouldn't that be the thing? And then so the appraiser just needs to be all about the real estate, not the person or the living there or the choices. We can make the fresh baked chocolate cookies, though, right? To have that in the oven when the people come and you're showing your house for sale, but don't show the pictures of you during the appraisal. So some of the things to think about, and don't panic, don't worry about the small stuff. It really is about those bigger stroked pictures. I discovered too that they really don't look in your closet and they don't look in your garage, so that's not the big deal. In fact, they don't even look inside your oven or your appliances. So I hear that some people have hidden their dishes in there. What they want to know is see if, the way that the kitchen looks overall, if the cupboards and the cabinets and so forth are kind of on par with what is going on in your neighborhood and that kind of thing. But you do want to make sure you don't have toys or the hose out there or the lawn furniture stacked up. You want to kind of clean it up a little bit. So that's something that we did. But what an experience. I mean, you have the appraisal and there you go. And you get this document and you say, okay, well, I guess the value has gone down a little bit, but it still looks okay. So I'm happy about it. Now, something else I wanted to share, and we're going to be talking about this throughout the show, is there's a way to bring your garden to you inside. And this is for you guys as well as you girls out there, right? If you don't have a yard and you don't garden necessarily, you don't even think you have a green thumb, there's 4 very simple things that you can do. One of them is to have a windowsill herb garden. And it's so fun and so handy, especially if you love to cook. You can make a list of your favorite herbs, round up some of the seeds, and then put some potting soil in a container and then scatter the seeds around. And then you can put that right on the ledge in the kitchen. And that is so handy dandy to do. Another great thing, you can take cuttings from common house plants, and then a lot of the stems cut from a plant will form roots. A great one to do is ivy. You can even take a piece of ivy from maybe, let's say, a park or a neighbor, and then you put that in a jar of water, and then all of a sudden the roots grow, and then you plant it in some soil, and what do you know? Now you have a really pretty house plant of ivy. And then, of course, I'm going to share with you later how to make a great terrarium. It's so much fun, and it's your own little green world inside. Well, coming up next, we're going to talk with this supermodel who is a super mom and a super entrepreneur, Kathy Ireland. But the best part is she's got heart and she's given back big time. Home Wizards, Cindy Dole here. We're back right after this.